Alrighty guys, we're back for Alternate Reality. Red deck wins, and this is a Duskmourn Standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, this was kinda sort of a suggestion down in the comments, so thank you so much for the suggestion. It's gonna be a fun one. We got all four Screaming Nemesis, 3 mana 3/3 with haste. When it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any other target. If a player is dealt damage this way, they can't gain life for the rest of the game. Jeez, bro, it seems good. We'll see. I'm really hoping it does a thing today. We got 4 Razorkin Needleheads. This is a 2 mana 2/2 rockin' double red up there, which is always cool to see. Has first strike during your turn. Nice. Whenever an opponent draws a card, Razorkin Needlehead deals 1 damage to them. Beautiful stuff, man. Punishing the opponent for playing the game, and I'm all for it. We're going to be pairing that Needlehead with the top end of Ojer Axonil, which of course makes that 1 damage into 4 damage, which is no joke. Got some other new cards packed in, Painter Studio and Defaced Gallery. The Painter Studio side is 2 and a red whenever you unlock this door. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them until the end of your next turn. Okay. And then Defaced Gallery is just 1 and a red. Whenever you attack, attacking creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. And we're not necessarily like going wide with this build, but when you're plugging extra power onto first strike creatures, that's of course pretty good. But then also, if you're plugging extra power onto flying creatures, that happens to be very good. And we're actually rocking a bunch of Phoenix in here with all 4 Phoenix chick. So you know what's scarier than a little 1/1 Phoenix chick? A 2/1 Phoenix chick. So that's kind of like my excuse for having the Defaced Gallery in here. But then we do have other flying creatures with Bloodfeather Phoenix as well, a card we don't get to see very often. 2 mana 2/2 with flying. It can't block. Okay. Whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control deals damage to an opponent or battle, you may pay 1 red mana. If you do, return Bloodfeather Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until end of turn. Actually, not a half bad ability. We do got a lot of burn packed in. 3 Tectonic Hazards, which also pairs well with that top end Axonil. We have all 4 Shocks, of course, all 4 Lightning Strikes, and then another new card here. All 4 Grab the Prize. 2 mana sorcery speed, so that does slow it down a bit. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card. You know what's worthwhile discarding? Bloodfeather Phoenix, right? Now you draw 2 cards. If the discarded card wasn't a land, Grab the Prize deals 2 damage to each opponent. So just more ways to just continuously burn the opponent's life total down. But what's really cool is how that actually pairs with the Bloodfeather Phoenix, because I guess if you have the 3 open mana, it's totally worth going Grab the Prize, discarding the Phoenix, and then Grab the Prize deals 2 damage to the opponent, which activates the Phoenix Graveyard ability. Pay that 1 red, bring it back, swing into the air. Seems really cool, man. Or maybe you have multiple Phoenixes in the grave and you're a bit later into the game as well. I guess at that point, that would be pretty devastating for the opponent, especially if you have any setup with like a Defaced Gallery on the board. All right, guys, how much land? 22 mountains and a hidden volcano. What the heck is this doing in here? Well, in a build like this, there's actually going to be a lot of turn 1s where you just don't mind playing a tapped land. So hidden volcano made the cut. Doesn't have to be in here. Could just be a 23rd mountain. But I'm going to give it a shot this time because it kind of feels like a deck list where it goes on for a little longer than you'd like it to, and then you end up flooding out, and you're usually sad about that. But if you got the Hidden Volcano already ready, 4 and a red, you can tap it, sack it, discover 4, and who knows, you might hit something very valuable. Okay, honorable mentions, guys. Sawblade Scamp was a card I thought about. Coruscation Mage, card I thought about. Mechanized Warfare almost made the cut, and then Sulfum is another great top end to consider for a deck list like this. Okay, hopefully I went over everything well enough. Either way, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, and see how we do. We got right into that first game, guys. Let's see how we do. I don't want to call the deck list janky. I want it to be so good. I want it to be amazing. You know what I mean? Opponent goes first. I don't mind this hand at all. That's a lot of Phoenixes that can't block, but that's also a lot of flying power, which I'm all for. Also, new card. I like seeing new cards. Phoenix chick, go, 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 go. Yeah, we got there. So Phoenix chick is a pretty bad bounce target if that's what they were rocking. Founding. And they cast the adventure side on Picklock Prankster. Oh, Hulking Metamorph Rakdos joins up. Oh, buddy, we're in trouble, aren't we? Okay, well. Well, we'll set up a Phoenix for the turn. Mills 4 cards. Well, Abuela's Awakening, one of them is in the grave. We do have to expect that one of them is in hand as well. And then this combo, we haven't seen this combo in a while, but Abuela's Awakening hits the Rakdos joins up, then the Rakdos joins up hits the Hulking Metamorph, which copies the joins up. So it does not take much to pull off the combo when they have both of those in the grave. All they need is an Awakening in hand and enough mana when it comes time. Oh, it looks like they might have missed some mana. That's good news. So, next turn we'll think about the Gallery and the Phoenix chick. For now, we gotta just run out the Nemesis. Got a blocker in the air here, or they can kill here and take 5. That's honestly fine. If they take more damage here, it's totally fine. Right? I think so. Eventually we can bring back the Phoenix chick. So if we okay. If we waited and we swung here, they block the Phoenix chick, or Bloodfeather Phoenix, then we'd still have an untapped Phoenix chick here. So it would have been 2 less damage to the opponent's face. I think it was acceptable swinging, full swinging there, right? I think so. Okay, next turn. They could have it easily. Go for a swing because of the vigilance. All right. So we do have options. Another Nemesis would not be terrible. We're probably in trouble. We probably die next turn to the combo, right? I think we're just going to maximize damage then. Yeah, Bloodfeather Phoenix doesn't have haste in and of itself unless it's coming back from the grave. It's good damage and whatnot, but they do go ahead and chump with the Prankster. See, so this turn could have been the turn where we're swinging with that Phoenix chick too. Oh, Dispersal, popping the Nemesis back to our hand. Pretty good tempo for the opponent. Surveil 2 is huge for them too, as they can try to find the 4th mana or the Abuela's Awakening. No, wait. Wait, hold on. Wait, what's going on here? The Abuela's Awakening that was in the grave was exiled from the first Founding the 3rd path, but they didn't have enough mana to cast it. I wasn't paying any attention. Exile target, instant, or sorcery card from your graveyard, copy it, you may cast the copy. They exiled the... Oh! We have a turn, guys! Okay, they did not have the Awakening in hand, but it is chilling right here in the grave, ready to cast back from the Founding. Can we get there? If they don't have... They have 3 steps ahead chilling right there. This is a really good counter for them, guys, because not only does it make it so that way we won't have 3 swinging in to bring back the Phoenix check, there's not a lot else we can do here, right? So if we go Painter Studio, there might be something we can find to disrupt this combo. All right. Unfortunately, since they have a counterspell ready in hand, we just got to go for this swing. Seven. Let's see what we find. It has to be something to disrupt this combo. A shock. Is a shock enough? Additional +1/+1 count. I think we can shock on the stack of the Rakdos. Joins up, right? Comes back as a 1/1. Now we have instant speed removal. Dude, this is huge for us. I'm forgetting exactly how the combo plays out, but I feel like we'll be able to pop that before the Metamorph can copy it. Well, we'll see, won't we? Because this is definitely what they want to do for the turn. Oh. They know that that's what we're going to do. So they go into the Flood Maw instead. Interesting. Oh? What happened? What's their plan? Temporary lockdown. Oh no. Oh no, they decide to hold off until we don't have instant speed goodies, right? Well, first of all, we definitely use shock for the turn. They still have 2 open. Prankster comes down. All right. Wait till the end. Shock the opponent's face. This has been a weird game, and I've been taking it slow, making sure that I'm playing it out properly. Nemesis is huge because they're forced to block, but then the Nemesis still gets the damage through anyways. We get to poke the opponent's face for 1 here. Good game, opponent. Good game. I'm surprised that the Abuela's Awakening wasn't the play, so that must mean we were correct in the assessment that we could instant speed pop the Rakdos joins up. I can only imagine that that's what ended up happening there. Unfortunately for the opponent, both of their Founding the Third Path third chapter here kind of went to waste as they didn't actually end up casting anything from it. It does not say you may exile target instant or sorcery. It definitely just says exile target instant or sorcery. So that's probably why the first Abuela's Awakening had to go bye-bye. Because they didn't have any other instant or sorcery. So, all right. Yeah, cool. I'm down. I'll take as many victories as I can get. Let's keep the ball rolling. It's like one of those games where I felt like I was playing stuff out of order, but then everything just ended up working out nicely. So maybe I was playing everything properly. I want to see grab the prize with our Phoenix in hand. Outside of that, opponent goes first. Is this an all right hand? We'll keep it. We'll keep it. 23 total mana. Able Passage. Let's see what they grab. It's a swamp. All right, keep the shock open. Orzhov. I'm not going to use that shock right now. I'm gonna establish the Defaced Gallery, guys. I was thinking about the grab the prize, but nah. Virtue of Loyalty, nice. Okay, they find their third with another Fable. They go ahead, just pop the Fable Passage now. See if it sticks to Orzhov. It is. It's going to just be Orzhov. Another Axonil. One could be traded to the grab the prize easily. I don't know like how concerned we are about a 2/2 Knight right now. Next turn we probably go Axonil. Yeah, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe we try to just establish more. Because we're not in immediate danger. Maybe just like Painter Studio, see if we find a little bit more here. So next turn can be Mountain, Screaming Nemesis, still have the shock open. Which is pretty cool. I like that. And then worry about Axonil at a later time. Also, too, like if we would have seen like a Bloodfeather Phoenix, then we could actually pull off that combo with the grab the prize, which could be really neat. Shrouded Shepherd. Preacher of the Schism. Okay. I'm a little bit concerned. It's still going to be Nemesis for the turn, right? Because if they chump, or if they say like, oh, well, Preacher of the Schism takes care of that, we poke their face and then they can't gain life for the rest of the game. And then we could still kind of sort of combat trick with the shock. Or Tectonic Hazard too. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, that's right. That's right. We have Gallery unlocked too. So they might just take the 4. They say this trade is worthwhile. I'd say it is. I'd say it's very worthwhile for us. Yeah, we're getting that 4 through. You never know how much, like, Orzhov depends on life gain. Very nice. All right. 4 gets through, and we're just going to keep the shock open. Totally fine. Start with the swing. At this point, we're taking 4 down to 12. At this point, like, when do we want to take out the 2/2 Knight? Probably not yet. Not when we have... Yeah, I think we have to save that. That's going to be like how we poke the last bit of damage through, maybe, with once the Axonil's on the board. And I hope that's fine. Sheoldred. Ew. All right. My turn. I'm still thinking about the shock, but... Ooh, Razorkin. Okay. Okay, so we're going down to 10. I'd say, like, no matter what. Well, Tectonic Hazard. Here's the problem, right? So, Axonil reads non-combat damage less than Axonil's power to an opponent. So it's not like Tectonic Hazard's just going to completely wipe their board or anything fancy. We still have some issues here. For sure. Sheoldred is a big problem. Our opponent, I'm thinking, buddy, there's a lot of options in this hand. I think it should be Axonil. We need to survive next turn, which, first of all, this does affect combat, so we start with that. Because it affects combat if they decide to block. So I think they're going to take this. Okay, so if we go Hazard, while the Axonil's on the board, we're going to get rid of their 1/1. That's it. But we are going to be dealing 4 damage to the opponent's face, too. Other than that, keeping the shock open would be a good idea as well. This is fine. I'm going to go Hazard while we have the mana, bring them down to 7, get rid of their 1/1, and hope that we survive the turn, as we might not. If they only have 8, though, we do, on the stack before we draw, Lightning Strike, shock the Sheoldred, even though... Or, if Axonil survives, then I guess on the stack we could go shock, Lightning Strike the opponent's face, which is actually only 8 damage, guys. So we don't have it yet. Trade into the Preacher of the Schism. Extra mana. Man, this is some tough decisions. Let's see what the opponent has here. I'm definitely struggling to play this right now. Definitely. A lot of decisions in these first 2 games to think about. Another Preacher comes down. Okay, we draw. Then we go down to 2. And we can't draw and grab the prize. We're too low. So this is pretty much out of our hand because Sheoldred's on the board. Or we could go both into Sheoldred. No, I don't think so, right? I think we keep the burn. We see if we can get this through to the opponent's face. We'll still have 2 available. Go Axonil. Probably not. Probably not. We start with the swing again. This time they'd probably chump with the 1/1, I would say. It's like, Seriously, man, this is a lot of tough decisions. See, if we would have played Axonil first, then this extra damage, see, they do finally block, so that it would have been 4 going through, but maybe they wouldn't have blocked. That still would have been 4 going through, but then we only have 2 open. There's like so much to think about. So we can go 2. To their face, they won't gain off the Shieldred anymore, but we're still chilling at 2. If we pop the Knight, we could establish some chump blockers, but then they pass it back and we die to a draw anyways. So it's face. Man, I don't even know where to start. We only have... So we draw 2 cards, then the damage happens, right? So we would die first thanks to Shieldred. If we had Axonil and 2 shocks in hand instead, that would be much better. So maybe I shouldn't have traded. No, because then we would have died, right? We would be dead right now. All right, guys, I can't find a way through. We're just going to go burn. Burn. and then grab the prize, right? Because Razorkin, even though they're not gaining, man, that's rough. That's rough. I don't see it. I don't see a way through. We'll go ahead, go grab the prize. 2 damage, and then we win. Let's go. Hold up. That was like that all came down to like who had priority, right? How does that work? Let me know in the comments. This is one of those things, it's so rare that I never actually learn it. You know what I mean? So grab the prize damage happened even though we drew, and then the damage happens. The Shieldred ability didn't go onto the stack yet. So the 2 damage happened, and then I guess the Shieldred ability would have went onto the stack. So it's like how it was worded. I thought draw, Shieldred goes onto the stack, and then the 2, but that doesn't make any sense because that would be splitting the ability up on the card. So I was just thinking like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just thinking like Shieldred always punishes us. Awesome. I'll take it, dude. Oh, man. You guys let me know in the comments. Am I completely alone on that one? Or did you guys know that the 2 damage was going to go through before the Shieldred? Or were you thinking the same as me? Like Shieldred was going to kill us? I guess like when I look at it that way, though, it does make sense. Like why would the Shieldred ability go in between the card ability? You know what I mean? It definitely makes sense when looking at it that way. That's silly. That's silly. That was good stuff. Okay. Also, there was probably a better way through in that last game too, right? Like something I was missing. I just feel like I'm definitely struggling to play this one. Screaming Nemesis. I like it. I think got much better with that. As long as we see our 3rd mana. With 23 mana, I'm not too concerned. Even if we see more 1s and 2s for the next couple turns, that's totally fine too. Boros tokens. A shock? I'll take it. Alright, keep the shock open. Boros token control, I should call it. Because there's 2 different types of Boros tokens. I'll shock their bunny before they can copy it, but like the problem is, well, maybe I shouldn't. We're flying above it. What's the difference if they spend some mana? Alright, Lightning Strike is open. Passing it back. Definitely want to see some mana off the top. And I might start dropping these at their face. This is definitely the type of deck that has a lot of life gain, so the Screaming Nemesis should be an absolute menace to them. Like they're going to be passing it. Passing it back 3 open. Get some excess damage through here. Nullify their Lightning Helix, right? Bloodfeather Phoenix I'm not mad about. This Nemesis really needs to come down, though. Might just be Carrot Cake open for the turn, right? Instead of Lightning Helix. All right, down to 10. Let's get that Bloodfeather Phoenix down. And then mana next turn, I hope. Because they're going to be gaining 3 on this food. Get a rabbit. They're going to draw on the Caretaker's talent. Whoa, they pass it back. Was there a reason to not do anything on that turn? 3 open mana. Was there a reason to keep the Carrot Cake instead of popping it? Sunfall. That way they'll be able to reestablish the board with another 1/1. Yeah, that makes sense. The Exile's brutal on the Phoenix. We don't find the 3rd mana, guys. All right. We're going to be in trouble in no time. Of course, 3rd mana for the turn. I mean, technically, we're still in trouble, even if we did drop the Nemesis. 4/4. Back up to 13. I think I will still take the turn to go Lightning Strike to their face, bring them back down to 10. How do you guys feel about that? I don't think there's a huge reason to save these burn spells when we're really struggling to see the 3rd mana. Level 2. Are they going to try to copy that 4/4? They are. That is a 0/0. We see that happen all the time to these Boros control lists. Hey, 3rd mana. Let's go. Now we're talking, guys. We're back in this. We're back in this, guys. Oh, chump it. Chump block, chump block, chump block. Come on. No, see, like, these lists really care about life gain. So I'm pretty sure they take the 3, yeah. But once the 2nd one comes down, at some point, they're not going to be able to take these. Okay. Yeah, now that we saw the 3rd mana, I'm feeling a little bit better here. Go for the swing. Another Sunfall's possible. Okay. That's not terrible. Like, Nemesis number 2 comes down. More mana. I'm not mad about it. Axonil probably is not the play. It's just like Nemesis, we need to swing every single turn we can. Shock is open. All right. Come on, guys. Come on. If we can get them to miss, you know what we could do? Lightning Helix. What if we, like, shock our Nemesis? And then on the stack, they could really mess with us, though. If we shock the Nemesis and then the 2 to the opponent's face, this works, right? As long as on the stack they don't drop something else. So 2 to the opponent's face, now they don't gain the life from the Lightning Helix, which is kind of brutal, dude. Actually, they take the 3 from the Lightning Helix, too. Oh, I wasn't even considering that either, dude. This is what I mean, man. I'm really struggling with this deck list for some reason. I'll take it. Yeah. Yeah, just the Lightning Helix obviously deals 3 damage. So it was going to deal that extra 3. It's kind of crazy, man. All right. Not bad. So outside of that, if they had something other than the Lightning Helix, Lightning Helix to our face maybe would have been a better thing than hitting the Nemesis, right? And then outside of that too, Get Lost is often played in those Boros control lists as well. They probably didn't have any other removal for the Nemesis. Other words, that would have been the play. Yeah, I wasn't even considering the 3 damage from the Helix because I was so focused on making it so that way they couldn't gain life off the Helix. It's kind of crazy, man. I'll tell you what. Technically, though, we wanted it so that way they couldn't gain life right away. Other words, they would have gained the 3 from the Helix and then not taken the 3. So still shocking our own card was very much worth it there. We keep this. I really want to see this Needlehead do a thing. Guys, while I have you here in the middle of the video, make sure you check out that description where we got that Discord link, as well as that Patreon link too, if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. And also, if you like the video, make sure you drop it a like. And if you enjoy the channel, consider subscribing as well. Alright, start with the swing. See if it's Elspeth's Smite. They want to keep a Smite for something a little bit better, probably. Alright, Needlehead is going to start punishing. It's a little scary to swing into open mana, but I think it's still worthwhile swinging. Well, maybe. It might not be, honestly. I'm going to try Painter Studio before combat. See if we find just more stuff off the top that we'd like to play next turn. Instead of going Defaced Gallery, keeping the Hazard open. If this was like a shock, then maybe I'd go the Gallery side of things. So we get them to tap down, so now we can safely swing. Was that worth it? I don't know. I have no idea. I guess it depends what their turn 3 looks like, right? Because if their turn 3 looks like a temporary lockdown, then probably wasn't worth it. Alright, tapped. Nice. Do we try that again? Try something before combat? Kind of feel like keeping Lightning Strike open this time, though. Maybe not. Maybe just swinging, seeing what happens. It is going to be an Elspeth's Smite. Okay. The removal of Needlehead is a little bit brutal. It's an exile, too. Down to 12. Let's get the Phoenix down. We definitely need more things on the board to swing. However, more exile effects. Yeah, I don't know what that's going to do to our Phoenix. Both of our Phoenix. Yeah, Lightning Strike should probably be last case scenario. The last thing we do. Get that excess burn through. Alright, let's swing. It gets through. Oh, guys, do we play around a Sunfall? I don't know. No. Yes? Yes, we play around a Sunfall, yes. They didn't even power up the Anchorage, too, knowing that we have lots of burn in here. If they would have powered up Anchorage, blocked the Phoenix chick, that is a pretty bad block for them. Hazard, and then we could have brought the Phoenix back right away. So Farsight Ritual, they do not bargain it because they have nothing on the board. I think I'm happy that we played around a Sunfall. They could find it here easily. Top 4 cards. If it's bargained, it's the top 8. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Temporary lockdown. I am happy that we played around this. The exile on these guys is pretty rough. Do we take the full turn for burn? I think so. We'll start with the Lightning Strike, see if they counter it. It does look like a counter spell too. It's going to be No More Lies. Maybe I should have started with the Shock. I don't think they would have countered the Shock. With the Shock being a 1-mana card, if this other Bloodfeather Phoenix actually hits the grave, these might come in handy, having 1-mana burn spells. Oh, crap. Okay. I see I keep talking myself back and forth on these different concepts. This is kind of like a mono red list that I really, really wish I would have practiced with. Just like on camera right now, I'm like really struggling. Hopefully I'm playing it out well enough for everybody. It's cool though. It's felt decent so far. Against this style of control that's exiling things left and right. I don't know how we're gonna get there just yet, but grab the prize. Wow, that would have been excellent when the Phoenixes were in our hand, right? All right, let's Start with the swing and hope that the Phoenix doesn't get exiled. Restless Anchorage is not bad for us, because Phoenix in the grave just is not bad for us. And getting the Anchorage off the board is really, really good. All right, Tectonic Hazard over the Shock because, I mean, Shock's just better to keep in hand, right? Is it really going to be a counterspell right now, guys? Getaway Glamour. Exile target non-token creature. Well, we could Shock on the stack. That doesn't seem worth it. I'm going to say no. We still get that one through, and is it even worth bringing the Phoenix back? It has a risk of getting exiled, so we're going to decline because we have enough mana to consider that next turn. These are tough decisions, man. That was a really good protection for their Restless Anchorage. Really good. Travail. They don't want the island. That's a lot of mana. Passing it back. All right, grab the prize. Wow. I kind of like both of those in hand, right? Start with one, see what happens. I hope it lands. Opponent, please. Yeah, let's go. All right, let's bring that Phoenix back. Oh. Yeah, we'll bring the Phoenix back. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So if I would have gotten rid of the other, grabbed the prize instead, we'd still have the Shock available for the turn. They're not going to fall for anything here. They're definitely getting rid of the Phoenix again with the Restless Anchorage. Yep, no 1-mana card in hand, unfortunately. But that's one of the things where I got rid of the Shock, which was really silly. I should have just gotten rid of the other, grabbed the prize. But thought process there being is we need to get some card advantage against this control list. Hey, there's a Tectonic Hazard. All right, so this time round, we will get rid of the other, grab the prize. Come on. Yeah, it lands. Oh, just a bunch of mana. Crap. Crap, dude. All right. All right. So how many times do we want this Bloodfeather Phoenix to die to the Restless Anchorage, right? But this time around, we actually have Tectonic Hazard to try again, too. And then at some point, maybe we can get that last bit of damage through with this Lightning Strike that we drew. Restless Anchorage, yep. We'll see if this Tectonic Hazard actually helps us this time around. See, I guess before the block we could have went Lightning Strike. I don't think that's something we want to consider. Is this Restless Anchorage going to stick around? Okay, and then here's the question again. Do we bring back the Phoenix chick? Probably not, because it has a threat of being exiled then. So we decline. Opponent's at 3. We have a Lightning Strike in hand. So something we could have done... See, like, it's funny because the Phoenix is safer in the grave against this deck list. There's something we could have done before the block was Lightning Strike the Anchorage. With no guarantee, it could have been countered easily. We can have countered easily. Oh, Axonil. Hi, buddy. Hello. How much mana will we have? Let's get a counterspell out of their hand. And then go Lightning Strike to their face, right? Totally worth it. Totally worth it, man. If they have 2 counterspells, then I guess it is what it is. I'd be shocked if they let the Axonil land, too. Three steps ahead. Full powered. 3 steps ahead. To taps for colorless, huh? Before they draw, lightning strike their face. GG opponent, let's go, guys. Holy cow. Oh, man. You know, maybe I'm being too hard on myself. Maybe I'm playing it all right. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments for sure. Am I being too hard on myself here? This has been a journey, dude. 40 minutes in. I think we're going to end on the high note. It's a pretty fun list. Look at this. We got a pack. Outlaws of Thunder Junction. That's not a new pack. I'll take it though. Let's do this. End the video. End the video pack. The Campbell. Profiting Mare. We've only played with this once, I'm pretty sure. This is the whenever one or more tokens your opponent's control enter. For each of them, create a tapped token that's a copy of it. This ability triggers only once each turn. And then whenever one or more tokens you control enter, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. It's actually pretty cool. I like that it's a 2/4 too. It doesn't die to like lightning strike. That's important. Or a cut down too, actually. All right, guys. Alternate reality. Red deck wins. Totally did a thing today, man. This felt all right. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Screaming Nemesis, this actually felt terrific, right? When we saw it, it was good. And it was like really throwing the opponents for a loop too. It's like, well, if I block it, I'm taking that damage anyways, and then I can't gain life for the rest of the game. And then it kind of threw me for a loop as well, where in the middle of one of the games, I was just like, wow, we do have this shock in hand. I guess we could instant speed, shock our Nemesis, stop them from gaining life. And then it just worked out beautifully where they didn't gain life from the Helix, and then we were able to do 3 more damage from that Helix too, which was just so much going on. This is definitely one where just, you know, more testing required, but also more practice required too. This is one to get used to, you know what I mean? Now, is it one that you have to put on the do not craft list? I'm not sure. I'm just not. It performed pretty well today, I would say. But it's pretty expensive too. The Nemesis is mythic. Axonil is mythic. Rare is Needlehead and Bloodfeather Phoenix too. So how many of these cards are we going to see? First of all, Bloodfeather Phoenix has been out for a little bit of time, and we really just don't see it. Have you guys seen Bloodfeather Phoenix outside of my builds? And let me know in the comments, seriously. That's an honest question. Have you guys seen this Phoenix outside of this channel? So it's one of those things, like, it's kind of janky in the wrong build. In the right build, we're hoping that is pretty good, and I'm hoping that this is the right build with the grab the prize and everything, and a lot of extra burn. And when you're rocking a lot of extra burn, including the hazard, right, which happens to be a pretty cheap way to poke the opponent's life and bring the Phoenix back, that all just happens to work really nicely with the Axonil too. When you're rocking all these extra flyers, I do like the Defaced Gallery, and First Strike too with the Needlehead. I really like the Defaced Gallery for all that, even though we're not going incredibly wide. And then the Painter Studio just helping us see more off the top in the classic mono red way. Hidden Volcano did not come in handy today. However, I'm not dropping it. Again, if you don't like the Volcano, just go up another mountain. You're going to be fine and dandy. You generally don't want tapped land in your aggro deck lists. I just kind of feel like this is a deck list that accepts the tapped land, at least as a one of, right? Because there's still going to be turn ones in this deck in particular where you're just not doing anything. There's not a great target for shock. You don't have Phoenix Chick in hand. You just like Hidden Volcano. It's totally fine. Turn 2, drop a mountain, and then start playing your more important things like the Needlehead and stuff. All right, guys. I really don't have much to say. It did the thing. It did it well. I did the thing, and I don't know if I did the thing well. So, yeah, I like it. The Needlehead, right? So the Needlehead is one where I would say in this build, yeah, no. See, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence about the whole do not craft list side of this, where It's expensive. Outside of this list, is the Nemesis going to be anywhere? It's possible, right? Like, there's so many things we could squeeze this into. Like, Gruul Haste, for example, would probably be a fun one where Nemesis would shine. There's, like, probably some Rakdos builds we wouldn't mind this in. I mean, honestly, at that point, Boros, like, all the different color combinations with red, Nemesis is one that could really be squeezed into a lot of different builds. For the Needlehead, however, where else would this actually belong outside of mono red? And then when we usually see mono red, it's mono red explosion, as you guys know, which is currently being transformed into mono red leyline apparently, but we really haven't seen it too much. But I do know a lot of people are complaining about the 2-turn kill for good reason, right? You know, people like to play Magic, not play one land. But that kind of seems to be the direction that mono red has been leaning for a very long time. So when you try something new like this, you just have to go in with a grain of salt. Ended up working out this time. Oh, man. I guess put it on the do not craft list. But I'll tell you what, if you do have a lot of these cards already, this was a really fun time. And it really did outperform my expectations. So let's say you don't have all 3 Axonils. That's fine. Maybe you just have one. Just play the one. That's totally fine. Go up a couple more burn spells or something, and you should be fine and dandy. Or a couple more creatures that you really enjoy, or a couple more creatures that you think are underplayed or something, right? We called it alternate reality. Red deck wins for a reason, right? What would red deck look like if we just had different cards that were MVPs for mono red? Yeah, this is fun. This is cool. Enough rambling, huh, guys? If you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.